The Maldives Islands form a beautiful string of coral reefs near the equator in the Indian Ocean. They are the remains of a row of volcanic islands that used to rise from the sea floor. The volcanoes have long been extinct. Their sides have been eroded by the forces of the sea, and they sank back into the ocean, leaving behind sandy islands which from the air look like a pearl necklace floating in the sea. Underwater, corals grew on the slopes of the vanishing volcanoes, making one of the most spectacular coral gardens in the world. Divers don't only visit these reefs for their beauty, but they come to see their most peculiar inhabitants. The divers need to go by boat to swim with one particular group of friendly fish. They jump overboard and swim down to an artificial reef made by an old disused ship that was sunk here on purpose to provide something for the divers to explore and to give the local fish a new home. A few years ago, divers began taking fish down to the wreck to feed the inhabitants. The feast attracts a group of black-spotted ribbon-tail rays. These rays now gather by the wreck whenever they see the divers, expecting food from all the visitors. These stingrays usually live at the bottom, swimming along the sand in search of food, which is usually made up of buried fish and shellfish. But here, they leave the bottom and expose their usually hidden undersides. Because of the way they feed, their mouth is situated on their belly. They have flattened teeth designed to crush the toughest shells. These are only one species of flat, disc-like fish that inhabit the ocean. There are more than 100 other types. What they have in common is their very peculiar body. Amazingly, they are related to sharks. Their skeletons are also made up of cartilage, a more flexible material than our bones. The stingrays swim with the divers almost every day, and they allow them to get very close. Sometimes they become very cheeky, and they try to touch or catch the divers' equipment. This one is intrigued by the diver's camera flash. It probably thinks that it is a shimmering fish and tries to catch it. Stingrays get their name from the long whip-like tail, which usually has a poisonous spine on its end. The stingrays use this to attack larger fish, like sharks, that try to catch them. They also use the sting to defend themselves, something which they don't need to do with the divers. People don't come here to harm them, and somehow the stingrays realize this and they don't sting. Instead, they seem to be playing with the divers. That is, after they get their treat, of course. Soon the diver's air runs out. After playing for half an hour with the rays, it's time to leave the wreck and the shadowy underwater world of the fish. For the stingrays, this was just another day. A day just like the one before, when strangers enter their silent world, entice them close with gifts of food, touch and photograph them, and then leave. But today, the divers have made new friends, ones that they will never forget.